You got off to the hot start. Bryson took over the second half. Talk about how you guys kept Kansas away from you. You'd get the lead by 10, they'd cut it to 5, and numerous times during that second half, you kept them at bay. How'd you all do it?
I mean, we knew there was a really good team. They got a lot of weapons, so the game plan was to try to keep them on the side, play a lot of defense. I mean, we don't think offense that much. We just trying to get stops, play a lot of defense, rebound. And if the offense goes with it, I mean, we with it too.
Yeah, like Claire said, I mean, we buy in on the defensive end. That's the part of the game, that's the side of the ball that really won us the game. I mean, we just knew we had to take care of business on that side. I mean, this is a very talented team, and they can really get points up in a hurry, so we knew that we had to take care of the defensive side of the ball.
Bryson, Coach spoke a lot about this year, just how he feels, what you're capable of in games like these. It really all came together today for you. What's it say about having a coach that believes in you like that and helps you get out of like slumps that you've had, I guess, earlier in the year?
It's very reassuring. I mean, I know me and Coach Adams had multiple talks about that, and he knows what I'm capable of, and I mean, I believe in him 100%, 110% really. So I mean, I just gotta stay true to the work and just keep on coming aggressive, and things won't go.
And Clarence, I mean, you've had to step up these past 2 games now with all these, injuries to the roster. What's it mean for you to come up in a game especially as big as this?
Man, it's big. We be working, like Bryson said, we be working out. We stay in the gym all week, so that's what we're working for, you know. There is no big accomplishment today. We just did what we had to do. Next game might be somebody else, you know.
For either of you guys, what does this win over a top 10 team, your first of the year, just mean for the program moving forward and your confidence?
I mean, it is always good to be the top 10 team, especially on your home floor. It's very good for our team, and I mean, we got another top 10, number 1 team coming up. So I mean, we just got to know that we got to keep on working hard in practice and in games, and just know that we got to take care of business on the defensive side of the floor, because that's going to win us games.
Like Bryson said, I mean, we have a tough schedule, so we're trying to win as much as we can. Now it's on to the next one, you know.
Coach, I know injuries are never a good thing, but in hindsight, was maybe playing with a 7-man rotation against Iowa State kind of a blessing in disguise? Because those 7 seem to play with so much more confidence out there today.
You know, they did. I think what we learned from that we're still a team, whether we're missing 2 or 3 guys or 5 guys, and we have to believe in the program and believe in the system and believe in each other. And they did a great job of that at Iowa State, and I think it gave us a little bit of confidence and momentum going into this game that we can play with anybody, because Iowa State's obviously a very good program in a very hostile environment.
Clarence Oldie seemed like he was really aggressive, attacking the paint and getting assists in the paint. Was that just more or less what Kansas was giving him, or did y'all make a concerted effort to attack the paint?
Well, kind of back to what you said. I think Clarence gained some confidence and momentum in that Iowa State game, because he's been out for a while, and getting him going, I thought he was tremendous. Had 3 steals, and he plays with a lot of courage and intensity, and it just is contagious with the rest of our guys. So I love Clarence. This is a guy that's was loyal to me when I took this job, and he loves Texas Tech, and he's a great Red Raider and just plays so hard. And he's one of my favorites on the floor. I imagine he's the fans' favorite too, but he just gives everything he has.
So after holding Kansas to their lowest point total of the season, what was so effective for y'all on the defense?
I don't know. I saw 67. I thought that was too many points. But they, we're always trying to keep teams around 60. But they're a very explosive team. And, I think Bill Self probably didn't get the credit he deserves on offense. I mean, he's a great defensive coach, but I think they run as good as offense in the country. They're so difficult to guard with their movement and the way they attack and the angles that they present to guard on a defense that tries to keep them getting those angles. So it was really challenging for us, but I was really pleased with our guys. I thought we stuck to our game plan, all the way through.
Could you talk about your offensive execution, like spacing, passing, cutting? It looked like you were really.
Joe, that's what I was telling. Did you hear the Mr. heard the pregame speech? Is that was it? Spacing and make the easy pass and spread the floor, and then we tried to get them a lot of ball screens just to try to because they're so aggressive in their defense that we had to try to at least match that aggressiveness. So we tried to do that with a lot of ball screens.
And Malik Wilson, his ability to come in after having not played for a long time,
How about
jump in
that?
a game like this, 5 assists.
I know it. You look at his stats. He has not had the top season he had last year, but I think he played well when he came in here a year ago. But he's a tremendous athlete and shot the ball really well. So we had to make that adjustment. We didn't anticipate him to shoot the three so well.
Mark, you had 10 to a 13-point lead. I counted like 4 times in the second half, and they'd cut it down to 5. And you guys would come back with a terrific offensive play to bring that lead back up. What does that say about the fortitude of this team?
Well, it says a lot, Phil. It's a great point, and that's why I talk to guys after the game. I think we've grown up a lot, and there's a toughness about us that we may not have had a few weeks ago, even when we played Gonzaga and Providence. But these guys they didn't quit. They came up with big plays. We talked in the huddle, make winning plays the last 4 or 5 minutes. I think everybody, including you guys, knew this thing was going to be a nail biter, that we weren't going to win by 15 or 20 because Kansas doesn't quit. And so it came down to a few plays in the last few minutes, and just really proud of our guys for making the big plays and making the free throws.
Last game you only had 7 available. This time you had more, but you only used about 7 or 8. What's the difference in coaching strategy when you only have this many guys and you decide to use?
Yeah, the big difference, we had Malik back, and that gave us another guard for our guard rotation, and we had a couple more. Buzo's back, but he's not at full strength right now, and then Bacho got to play a few minutes there, but just having another guard was able to rest some of our guys, and at times we could keep those guys fresh. And then give Malik a lot of credit. He made a big 3-point shot and made some nice plays, and certainly great to have him back.
And you mentioned yesterday the difference is going to be Kansas' 4-guard lineups, how your bigs kind of adjust to that.
Yeah.
How did you see them adjust?
Yeah, we started to play small ball, but we didn't really have that many guards to play, or we might have thrown another one out there. So our bigs had to, make up the difference and guard their guards and smaller and quicker players. And I thought Marcus came in and did a terrific job. KO got in a little bit of foul trouble. Bryson was good, and then Bacho gave us some valuable minutes too.
Coach, the Big 12 road doesn't get any easier from number 8 to number 6. Now you head to Baylor for number 1.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you have to do to celebrate this win and yet prepare for the Big 12 grind, because you've got 5 games in 10 days?
Yeah, when you look at our schedule, it's this front end of it's tough playing these top 10 teams. Baylor's it's a great program too, and they're playing well. I've heard some coaches and experts say they're as good as they were last year, but they're good. They got some great depth, but we'll just we're going to enjoy this one. Come back tomorrow and get ready for Baylor, and that's what you have to do. And I wish you hadn't brought that up because I was enjoying the win until you mentioned that.
Coach, you've spoken a lot about what Bryson's been capable of this year. What was it like to see it all come together today?
I was probably more excited, even though Clarence did well, and we had some great contribution from Malik and really all of our guys. But Bryson he really came. This is a guy we've seen in practice. We've seen him all summer. We saw him last year, and it was just awesome to see him out there playing like we know he can play with confidence and making so many big plays. So by far that was the most exciting, I think, part of that we can gain from this game here is that Bryson's, I think, has got his confidence back, and we can use him now more to be that go-to guy like he was today.
And then just kind of looking back at the Iowa State game and today's game, what do games like that, even though it was a win on the road in Iowa State, it was still a close game, say about this team's just overall toughness?
Well, this is a team that, they're a great bunch of guys, and they love to win, and I like to think that with exception maybe Gonzaga, I'd like to think that we hadn't lost with the kind of the old Lombardi thing. The clock just ran out on us, and that's kind of the mentality of this group. And these guys believe themselves, and they've earned the right to be here. These guys have worked so hard and certainly deserve this win.
Coach, did you see anything from your team that you haven't seen yet today? And does this just kind of prove that they can hang with anybody 1 through 25?
Again, the things that we saw a lot more poise, and it's so loud in this arena. It's hard to make those instructions, and maybe that was a good thing. They didn't need the coaching, but they had to get out and fight on their own, and that's what they have to learn to do, because we can't fight their fights for them, and they had to get the ball down the floor and get organized and made the adjustment in attacking that zone. So, yeah, I thought they grew up a lot, and it'll give them some confidence going to Baylor.
And then just to touch on Bryson one more time, what can you attribute? I know he was kind of in a funk for a little bit. What can you attribute his success
Maybe just
tonight to?
Kansas. Last year when he played, he was at UTEP and he had a great game against Kansas. So he just saw those colors and who he was playing, and I think he was ready to play. And Bill Self has bragged on him, I think, even last year, even before the game. So. I wish we played Kansas early in the year. Maybe we'd got him back on track, but really proud of him. He's a guy that gets up at 6 o'clock every morning. He's what we're all about. Just works extremely hard. We have to sometimes get him out of the gym because we don't want him to wear his legs out. But just a great person, loves the game, a great teammate.
Finish up with one more question,
Coach,
I'm having fun. Let's keep going.
this is your biggest win since you've took over as head coach. What did it mean to you to have all of Red Raider Nation kind of swarm you guys at the end?
Oh, it was great. It's always fun I love Texas Tech and people here and the fans, and I was excited that we were able to get this win and share that with our fan base, and again, just love the people, love the city, and just feel blessed to be the head coach.